Well, howdy-ho, Squatchers. This is our last episode for the year 2017. It's our Christmas episode. This episode is coming to you from a town in Arkansas. Town of F-O-U-K. Fuck Arkansas. It's a creature with many names. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and most notably known to people in fuck Arkansas, the fuck monster. For years, many of you have questioned the ape-like humanoid's existence. Why, you tell us it's 10 feet tall, weighs 500,000 pounds. Is Bigfoot really out there? Who knows anymore? Now, this story is an unusual, rare one. It comes from the Saboon County. Small town where the big legend is located in the heart of southwest Arkansas. Almost everyone you bump into has seen or heard about the fuck monster. The size, the cone shaped of the head, those black dark eyes, says Billy Lunsford, Bigfoot researcher. He says, I even heard it. It makes sounds like... Sightings of the ape-like creature around fuck date back to 1908. Eyewitnesses describe it as being 6 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot, 20 fucking feet. Up to 400 pounds with brownish red or black hair, unusually long arms. Long other things too. We're told it's more than one Bigfoot and they travel in groups. Most sightings occur in the dense woods along waters that lead to Boggy Creek. Ooh, legend of Boggy Creek. Ooh, spooky, spooky, spooky. That is where Billy Lunsford would have his first encounter with the hairy beast. Fuck monster, whatever, nearly 40 years ago. He began to stand up and he lifted this branch. And he kept standing and just kept staring at me and standing there, and I immediately just froze. At the time, I was 17 years old and I was fishing when he spotted Bigfoot 45 yards away. He was squatting by some tree. I could hardly breathe. There were tears streaming down my face. I actually wet my pants. I had trouble with wetting myself for years. The encounter now a continuous video loop. The emotion from that April day is still fresh in my mind. I can see everything just as it happened. I'm telling you, there he was. He was 6'9", maybe 8 feet, 10 feet. He was as broad as a goddamn fucking barn. It's affected my life for fucking ever. He's not alone. Many people in fuck have had similar encounters. Their stories of Bigfoot spread quickly across the U.S. Soon, directors translated these stories into films and in books, thus the legend of Boggy Creek. I watched that movie. Didn't scare me none. They didn't have no evidence either. Why is it everybody talks about size, smell, black eyes as dark as night, hairy beasts with the color of reddish hair, but nobody ever has any of that hair? You ever notice that? No pictures, no nothing. Lady named Heather, she says, I was driving along in my car, and right here I slammed on my brakes, and it was probably from me to you. 2011, she was driving down Williams Road in the dead of night in an open field behind a bale of hay. She says suddenly, there he was. He just stood up. All this fence and everything was all smashed down from him. Another man, Mr. Combs, he ain't buying it. He says, I'm a skeptic, seeing and believing, I guess. The only thing I can believe is that I don't see is God. I don't see a God. The 78-year-old born, raised, and fuck has hunted and fished Boggy Creek for years without finding a trace. He must be a magician. Bigfoot must be a magician, or he can fly, because where's all them tracks? Where's the evidence? Even if there were footprints, another skeptic says it ain't enough. If we could just have one strand of hair, one drop of blood. You know, we found bones from dinosaurs from thousands of years ago, but we can't find one set of bones from Bigfoot. Not even a big toe, let alone a foot. Fuck that. He don't like cameras. I haven't found a picture yet, and I got cameras myself. No one in fuck has been able to capture a photo of the ape-like humanoid. There are only sketches of the beast from memory, and they're wonderful. These guys must be artists like Picasso or I can't think of the other guy, Andy somebody, does those weird paintings of Campbell soups. You know, I likes them Campbell soups. You're not going to capture one. They're elusive, says Mr. Zorn. That really is his name. Zorn lives in Fuck too, I guess. Oh, they're extremely fast. Extremely fast, says Mr. Lunsford. Those who've seen and believe are now avid researchers, regularly scouting the woods and the creeks, tracking prints and hoping to prove its existence. Many now garner a collection, a piece of the puzzle they hope can eventually solve this peculiar legendary mystery. Legend of Boggy Creek and fuck. I feel like I've truly seen quite the eighth wonder of the world, and seen something that does not exist or does exist. I don't know what the truth is, but there it was, a chomping on a branch 10 feet up. Made me wet my pants. Friend of mine, one December morning, went out yonder up into the pine tree forest, cut himself down a Christmas tree. He and his son, they were out there. It was cold. As they were cutting this tree down, they started to hear all kinds of noises. Clunking and a chomping. Then they heard... That scared them. And they wet themselves too. A lot of wetting going on in fuck. They just took off, leaving the saw and everything. They didn't know what else to do. They ran all the way back home. Next morning they got up, and outside their door was that tree. And it was all decorated for Christmas. Decorated with feathers and bones, and turkey buzzard bones, and eyeballs. He took the eyeballs off. They were kind of gross. They thought better of reporting the incident. They simply thought, you know what, maybe this guy, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, fucking monster, whatever, maybe he's a nice guy. He was just trying to be nice at Christmas. So they decided to clean up that tree, bring it in, and they celebrated Christmas. But that night, Christmas Eve, while they were putting the lights on the tree, young Jimmy, his son, he snuck outside, brought his dog Borneo. I don't know why they called him Borneo, but that was his dog's name. They brought Borneo out with him, and he left Bigfoot, a long string of trout that he and his dad had caught the day before. The next morning, Christmas Day, they came down, they celebrated Christmas, then they went outside. It had snowed, and they went outside, and right where that Christmas tree had been, all wrapped up in leaves, were Christmas gifts, apparently. Some kind of gift given from Bigfoot, or fuck monster, whatever. They brought them in, they opened them up. Damn if they weren't bear fur boots. The lady, though, she seemed to have a different pair of fur, some kind of alpaca or something. They all fit. What were the chances? Everybody had warm feet. Maybe big feet. As they were putting on their boots, they heard some noises again out in the woods. They heard all kinds of Merry Christmas to all a good night. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Wishing you all great tidings of cheer, Happy New Year, and Happy Holidays. You all have a wonderful time. If you had liked this story, if you really liked it, you leave me a note or two. I'll leave you one last gift. Enjoy. Merry Christmas. Bye. Snow is laying down, thick and fast. Frost on the pine trees and the window glass. Out in the canyon, someone's having a blast. Bigfoot singing like Johnny Cash. Down in West Virginia, they got another name. You're a Yahoo devil monkey. You're one and the same. In Australia, they call you the ghoulie guy. But like me on Christmas Eve, you wish upon a star. Joy to the world, and all you good boys and girls. Throw him a bone, he'll toss you tinsel and stones. Merry Christmas, you yahoos, all you men in the woods. Hope the next year will be just as good. You can call him Yeti, you can call him Sir. One thing's for certain, he's covered in fur. He's got great big feet, but at Christmas time, head to toe in pine cones, drunk on elderberry wine. Hey, shake a stick, Santa, it's Christmas Eve. Bigfoot cooking turkey, hung his stockings in a tree. Just be careful, those are reindeer, they don't get so close, or they'll be his next dinner, and that's all she wrote. Joy to the world, all you good boys and girls. Joy to the world, all you good boys and girls. You throw him a fish and he'll leave you some pearls. Merry Christmas, you yahoos, old skunky bills and hoodoos. And thank you very kindly for these furry boots. Merry Christmas, all you yahoos. Happy New Year, too. Merry Christmas, all you yahoos. And Happy New Year,